hangout zone.
Okay, so for me, for the summer hiking, I did my shorts. I absolutely loved. I had one pair of shorts the entire trail, starting, I remember wearing them in February, and I finished in them. I love them, love them, love them. I would recommend them to anybody who is wanting to hike in shorts. They are the Vuori brand. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. It's spelled Vuori. I bought them at REI. REI does carry them, and they're on their website. This exact pair I happened to find on a clearance rack in REI, but then when I went back later, they weren't selling this exact style. It was only online, but I loved them. So I just got a pair of, they're black. They have a zipper pocket on the front as well as a normal pocket on the front, and then a zipper pocket on the back as well. I never used the zipper pockets really because I always had my fanny pack, so I was just putting stuff in that. But I did use the regular pocket for my phone when I was walking around sometimes. They are short. They're pretty short, but I liked that because I have thick thighs, and if my shorts are long, they either need to be long enough that they don't get ridden up in my thighs, or they need to be short enough that my thighs are rubbing and no fabric is rubbing, because otherwise chafing happens and it sucks. And if you're walking that much, just being real, it sucks, and you don't want that. So I decided I either need to have fabric on fabric or skin on skin, and I decided skin on skin. So that's why I got super short shorts. I loved them, would do this again. I ended up getting a second pair that was red. These ended up being my camp shorts. I would sleep in these. I would wear these in town, stuff like that. I didn't hike in them because they showed sweat, and I didn't like that. So I liked hiking in black. For my shirt, obviously I had my UVA shirt that I just talked about. And then I actually went through a series of tank tops. My first tank top was this one. I got it at Walmart for $5. I loved it, except that there was a long slit in the middle and on the sides. Whenever I bent over, if I didn't have my fanny pack on, it was all out, and I didn't like that. So I ended up switching to a blue tank top that I already owned. It's just a random brand, I don't remember, but it's just a random Razorback blue thing. And then I switched to the pink one at the end. It's still dirty, even though it's been clean. It is clean, but it's stained. Bought this at Ross for $7 when we were shopping one day. Yeah. Absolutely loved this tank top though. Super, super breathable and everything like that. My long sleeves, that was black. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it is Fabletics brand, and it's the Tough Mudder Fabletics brand because my boyfriend works for Tough Mudder, and so he was able to get that for me. And I absolutely loved it. It was long sleeves, had the little thumb holes, and had a hood on it. It was very lightweight. The only thing that I didn't love was that I felt like it held water a lot. If everything else would dry, and that would still be wet. But that was really never an issue because whenever we got super soaking wet like that, I never was wearing that anyway. I just had my rain jacket on. So yeah, it was good. And then, so I obviously did the sports bra. I had Nike brand, but just do whatever you're comfortable with. I ended up also having a bra that was a Walmart, just super, super stretchy bra for camp because I didn't like having a sweaty bra at camp. So I would switch into this. In Maine, I ended up having Daisy's extra hiking pants that she no longer fits into because they're too big. They fit me, and so I would use these if I ever needed pants in Maine, which I never did, or maybe once. So, but I just carried them just in case. I think you should have long pants in the whites in Maine, just in case it gets cold. There are cold days, so I did have these with me.
Yeah. I was gonna say walking around when we were in the hut.
It was cold in the hut, yeah. And then I used Darn Tough socks, like Daisy mentioned. I also had 2 pairs that I hiked in, and then 1 pair for sleeping. And then we both had Injinjis, 2 pairs for hiking in. Injinjis are toe socks. That's what they look like. And they help prevent blisters, and they work. I live and breathe by these Injinjis. I think they are a necessary thing for thru hikers, and many thru hikers do have them. So there you go. And one more thing that is just in front of me now that I'll mention. Oh, okay. Well, my buff. This one that I always wore was from REI. And this one we got for free at Outdoor 76 in Franklin, North Carolina.
Yep.
If you're a through hiker and go there, you get a free buff.
Yeah, and I had a buff also, was the Appalachian Trail type buff that, that I got, and I don't know where it is, but I would wear it just around camp usually.
And one more thing, because it's sitting in front of me, that I will mention real quick is this is our Kula cloth, and it is for females. Sorry, we're going into the female thing real quick. Females, just to pee in the woods. The inside of it is antimicrobial, so it's not supposed to like smell or get in, like bacteria growing on it or anything like that, so you can reuse it a whole bunch and not get an infection. And then you just like fold it up and it clicks in like this,
Hangs from your bag.
and it hangs from your bag. And it's super nice. And you can wash it in the laundry, so every time we did laundry, we threw this in there and it was super nice. And you don't have to use toilet paper. Some people use a pee rag, but then I feel like you don't know which side to touch and which side not to touch, this is like very easy. You touch the outside of it, don't touch the inside. This is clean though, so I can touch the inside right now, but okay, cool. Oh, also, I had a pair of gloves. I actually had 2 pairs of gloves. Oh, I don't know where my other pair is right now. It's not in front of me, but this is my regular pair. It's just the North Face brand, but it's like ski liner brand. I just found one in our closet and that's what I used. And then I also had waterproof gloves that were like these huge mittens basically, and just a little thumb, and they cinched on the wrist like this, and I forget what brand they are, but I think I got them from the Garage Gear or the Gear Garage or something like that. I will look it up, and I will, if anybody is curious, comment, and I will answer the comment with the information. If you don't care, then just don't worry about it. They were very helpful for wind protection. When my hands were really cold, I used them, but they were not super duper waterproof. They were a little waterproof, but in those monsoons where nothing's waterproof, they were not waterproof. But I still wore them because they were an extra layer of protection. So I liked them, and I would use them again if I were to do it again. Go ahead.
So for winter, I had an old, just little beanie. It was super lightweight, and I wore it. You'll see it in some of the earlier videos, little white one. I don't know where it is now.
Mine is Under Armour brand. And hold on, my phone's gonna die. Hopefully this did not stop recording. Hopefully we're still going. Yeah. Mine's Under Armour brand. My boyfriend got this for me for Christmas, and it's lightweight, and I like it. So
and I had just little even cotton gloves that I got from Walmart, and I was happy with those. You couldn't, use them when it was raining, but that's another story. So I was not very prepared when it was raining. I didn't have waterproof gloves, so that was not good.
My hands get very cold if they're wet, and I actually lose circulation in my fingers, and it's very painful for me. So that's why gloves were like an extra thing that I really cared about, and that's why I had 2 pairs.
Yeah. So rain jacket, mine's a Marmot. I don't remember what kind, but I really liked it. It folds back, stuffs back up into one of the pockets. It has the arm or pits, that you unzip under your arms. I mean, if it's raining and you're wearing it, you're sweating underneath. But that's that's the old story of everybody, decides, do you want to be wet from sweat or do you want to be wet from the rain? I prefer just to be wet from sweat, and I like to not.
I found my gloves. This is what they look like. They're super, super lightweight, and they are from Mountain Laurel Designs. I got the medium size. This was my rain jacket. My rain jacket was an REI jacket. It is called Rainier. I think that's the brand name, or not brand, but like the design name. And yeah, it was pretty good. Standard rain jacket. Has the pit zips, which were important for me. And the Velcro, I could adjust the hood if I wanted to. I did like the hood kind of like tuck up underneath this little flap on the neck, which was pretty nice. But I don't think I ever used that, because if this was on, then usually I had my hood on anyway.
And neither of us
But,
use
yeah.
rain pants.
Yeah, neither of
So-
us had rain pants. We did see people with rain skirts, and that was something that we were like, maybe if we were to do this again, that would be an interesting idea, and we liked the concept of it, but we never committed to it. And we survived. There you go. So yeah, that's our rain stuff. Briefly, I do want to mention, this is like random, so sorry. Exo spikes.
Oh,
This was a piece of gear that we carried at the beginning all the way until the Smokies, and then we got rid of them. We never used them, but a lot of people say, like if you're starting in the winter, you should. We never did. Maybe that's just because we got lucky. I don't know. But
I felt like most of the time that we probably discovered or had snow, it was more melted snow. Those wouldn't have helped anyways. It would have been more, it was just slushy, and that was slippery anyway. So it was, I don't know whether you want to start, just depending on when you're starting,
I feel like
whether to get them or not.
Yeah. It's got to be up to your prerogative and when you're starting and what you think the weather will be like, if you're willing to not hike on days when there's super bad ice and you're just willing to take a zero wherever you are. But we brought them and then never ended up using them, and we got rid of them when we left the Smokies.
Yes.
Okay, toiletry bag. Or no, do you want to talk? Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about it. Camp shoes.
Yay!
We both used Crocs. I got mine like randomly for free during COVID, and I got Daisy hers for Christmas one year. Get a random color, because everybody has Crocs, so get a color that is going to be like your designated Crocs, so that you don't get them mixed up with anybody
Get them
else.
a size bigger.
Well, you don't have to do that.
Oh,
Just get a size
I
that
need
is
it.
comfortable for you. But yeah, I would recommend camp shoes personally. Taking your boots off at the end of the day is the best feeling, and if you have to keep putting them on and off every time you get out of your tent to walk around, that would be really annoying to me. So I would recommend camp shoes. Not everybody does it, but I think
it's also nice when you're in town. You don't have to re-put on your boots, especially if they're
wet.
Your shoes, if they were wet or something, you have
Yeah.
something different. I totally recommend some kind of
camp shoe.
And
whatever is easiest for you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to toiletry bags, like our toiletry stuff. That was hers. This is mine. Mine is just like a dry bag. It's from 6 Moon Designs. I found it on Garage Gear or Gear Garage website. It came in like a pack of different sizes, and so I got it. And just your basic toiletry stuff. That's it. There you go. Lotion.
A little toothpaste.
Lotion, a little toothpaste. I had these little containers that are super fancy.
Oh, yeah.
Not fancy, but they just like unpop like this. I put Vaseline in this one. So there you go. And then I had another one where my retainer actually fit in it. So I carried my retainer for that.
A full-size tooth.
We both carried full-size toothbrushes.
I'd
So
just
don't
rather-
listen to all those people who
yeah.
are like, you have to cut the handle off. I mean, I don't know. It's everybody's
Whatever.
to each their own.
Yeah. I did
Earplugs.
have a teeny little mirror.
Necessary.
Yes, earplugs.
Necessary item.
Yeah. I had a teeny little mirror because it helped me put my contacts in. I wore contacts every day, so.
There you go.
Okay.
Also, other toiletries is bathroom bag. So this was mine. It's just a non-see-through bag, which I feel like is essential. Not everybody had a non-see-through bag, but I personally, for privacy, would like that. Non-see-through bag included feminine products, included toilet paper. I had another thing of hand sanitizer in here so that I could immediately use it, and also wipes. I used my wipes just to like give myself a little cleaning at the end of the day, wipe off the mud on my legs, wipe the underarms and stuff like that. Just makes you feel a little fresher.
Powder.
Oh, and baby powder.
And these are the best. The Body Glide small ones, they're small, they're less weight, but they don't last very long and they break.
Gold Bond Body Glide.
These are much
Always great. And then also regarding toilet is the trowel. Ours is the Deuce brand. Daisy had the smaller one. I don't know why I didn't get the smaller one. I just got the normal size one. It's the 0.97 ounces one, number 3. Got it from REI. I think they have all the options at REI, or maybe Amazon or something like that. But super light, definitely necessary. Make sure you have one of these.
I had a Daisy on mine.
Daisy did have a Daisy on hers. Okay. All right, cool. Break. Okay, lastly, we have our electronics. So first, I don't have it with me, is my Garmin that I carried on my pack. I think I've talked about it in a different video before, but if you literally look at any video that I have, you'll see it hanging on my shoulder, and it is unfortunately upstairs. No, it's in here, never mind. It's right here, sorry guys. This is what it looks like. Right there, it's the Garmin InReach Mini, and you have to get a subscription for this and make sure you know how to use it before you start the trail. And it takes a while. It takes a couple of hours to really figure it out, read the directions, look it up on YouTube. There are instructional videos about how to use it. I'm not gonna do an instructional video on how to use it because I don't think I know how to use it all the way. I know what was necessary, but I'm not a tech person. It's just not, sorry. Just look it up, someone else does it.
Yeah. Search another YouTube for that.
Exactly. But yeah, so I had this, and then I also had the charging cable for it, which was this right here. It's not super big. And so I carried both of these things with me. I had a little mini electronic bag. This is how big it was. Very tiny. Perfectly fit. I actually don't have my block in it, and I thought I did. But I had a charging block. It was black, from Amazon. You can buy whatever you think will be necessary for you on Amazon. Mine was a single port, so it could only fit one USB plugging at a time. 10,000 hertz, I think is what the measurement is. It was 10,000, I know that was the number. And it lasted me all the way to the whites. So I really liked it. I thought it was great. It would give me about 4.5 complete charges on my phone, which would last me a good 6 days, I think. And it got fried on Mount Washington. It was Mount Washington that took that away from me. So there you go. But I carried, and then I also carried the separate charging cable for that block because it was different. And then I carried one of these. It's Anchor, little, normal block, has 2 USB things on it. And I carried a iPhone charging cable, normal cable. That's it. That's all I carried. And I carried my AirPods until they also got busted sometime in New York, I think, or Connecticut or something. So those broke on me as well. And then I just had a normal earbuds, like with a wire, and then those broke in the whites, I think, too. So then I just didn't have headphones for Maine because I was like, I'm not doing this again. So yeah.
So I kept mine in just a generic one of these kind of bags, and I basically had the same thing. I had my block was an Anchor block. It was 10,000. It had double ports, which really, I don't even know if I ever used double at the same time. But because I also would have to charge my watch, but I literally probably only had to charge it like 5 times. This thing, because I did not use the GPS on it and everything, but it's a great Garmin watch. Don't know the style, but I had all the basic same things. One of these, I did have the AirPods, and I would charge those, and I use those most of the time. And I can't remember what else I had, but and then I had a headlamp, which is just an old brand that I had and never used them.
I know. I'm pretty sure I only used mine like maybe a couple of times when I was in my tent, and it was just a later night than normal.
Yeah, we never night hiked. And we just were always in camp in time, and
we were always in bed before it was dark.
we never got up super early before. So I think it was really only at the beginning when the sun was going down so
at
early
like 5,
that you would kind of need it a little bit. But I mean, definitely recommend you should always carry one. But if you're not going to be the type that to night hike or anything, it's probably not necessary to have a super good one.
Yeah. And we also don't have one that has a red light. Ours is only white light.
Yeah.
I would recommend a red light though.
Yes.
Make sure the one that you get has a red light because that's so nice to other hikers. If you're using it in a camp setting, the red light is not as bright for other hikers, but you can still use it to see things. And when people would only use the white light, it was really annoying. And I think that might be also another reason why we didn't use ours a lot, because we only had the white light. So I would try to avoid using it as much as possible in a camp setting. So then I just really never used it. But we did have it, and it is, I would say you should have one. Even if you don't plan on night hiking, you never know what's gonna happen. If there's an emergency and you're stuck somewhere and it's dark, you should have one. So if you don't plan on night hiking, maybe just get a cheaper one, I don't know. But ours was battery operated, so.
So this is also a random thing, but I carried with me the repair kit to my thermarest. I also carried some paracord, and I also carried this little,
It's like a piece of a repair part of the tent poles for
the tent poles. If your tent pole were to break, you can just kind of repair it there. And so I always carried that, and I'm very glad I did because can't remember where, but I think it was in Pennsylvania. New Jersey.
Or New York.
I got a hole in my thermarest, or it felt like a small leak, and then
Okay, sorry about that again. My phone did the whole thing again. But anyway, Daisy was saying that she was happy that she had that repair kit with her because she did get a hole in her thermarest, but she was able to repair it in the hotel room. So yay. Would also recommend a sewing kit. It does come in handy, just a tiny little one, just in case something rips, like your pack, aka me. Anyway, that's pretty much it for our gear. If we missed anything that you guys know we had, or you have questions on, or any other questions pertaining to anything that we mentioned tonight or didn't mention, just leave it in the comments. We are gonna do a Q&A video soon, so I'll wait until this goes out. You guys have a time to comment, and then I'll go ahead, we'll do the Q&A. So, thank you for watching. Yay. If you made it all the way through, thank you. And sorry for the shamble mess, but this is the best we got. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!